Are we live?
Hi, we're live.
Okay. Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
how's everybody doing?
Oh, there, I see the comments too. Great.
Yee.
Wee.
There we go. Yeah, so give us a moment here. When I say we, especially me, trying to get myself reorganized here. We had a massive problem with the other software just refusing to start up. And for those who are somewhat aware, we're actually moving away from that particular platform to switch over to another one. Unfortunately, I was hoping to have a little bit more time, but as this is causing me more and more grief, and this is kind of encouraging me to get us off there as soon as possible.
Maybe it heard what we said and decided to sabotage us.
I think it did. I think that's really exactly what happened there.
Me too.
I'm convinced of it. That's exactly what happened because I mean,
The
like,
Israeli government is
yes.
out to get us.
I think so. I think that's exactly what's going on. Because again, I mean, can you think of any other reason? I can't
No.
see another reason. That's
Unfortunately, the platform that we were using is an Israeli company.
and because of that, it's
We're
caused
moving
us some
away.
concern. Yes, whoops, that's not exactly what I wanted to do just yet. Again, sorry. You may be struggling with
Hello.
the rest of us. Yes.
Hello,
This here is this is the previous software we used to be using. I want to say about
A year
10 months
ago.
ago. Yeah, almost about a year ago.
Well, yeah.
We'll get into more of that I think next week.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a little bit less than a year ago, and it worked for us quite well. And you know, I'm sure you'd probably tell us like why the hell we leave. Well, you know, the other one gave us all sorts of nice, more fun toys, but you know, it didn't give us reliability and other things are in question.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us a little bit later on the Wednesday.
Yeah, we have a full agenda, so we gotta.
Do have a massive agenda. We do. How you doing, Deana?
I'm good.
Start with that. You're good.
It's been a week. It's been a week.
Yes.
I thought it was Friday. I wanted it to be Friday today. Anyway, 2 more days and it'll be Friday.
For me, it's one.
Oh,
I got.
Friday off. Right, because it's Remembrance Day.
There you go.
I have
Tomorrow's Friday for you.
Yeah, it is. Good.
I know. So let's get started. First story of the hour. As I start to arrange things to figure out, this here is our current story. Apparently, there has been a huge story in regards to the right wing about an outrage about an incident that happened at the Terry Fox statue. It is an absolute disaster.
I can't imagine.
They can't imagine. It is. They are beside themselves because they cannot handle the fact that kids took a photo with a statue of Terry Fox.
Yeah. Can you imagine as if the kids stood there and took a picture with Terry Fox?
This is me clutching my pearls right there. Because it's the only thing I got closest to pearls. So yeah, these kids went up, they took a photo. And
your microphone is cutting you in and out, even on this app. So there you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, so yeah, these kids went up, they took a photo with Terry Fox. They put the I can't pronounce the name correctly for the scarf. Kayefi?
The kafaya. Yeah.
Kafaya. Okay. The kafaya around there, took the photo, took the kafaya off, and then got off, and that's it. But now the right has completely freaked out because that's what they do. In which case, they exploded with great people like, Andrew Lawton, Derek Sloan, the pleb, all saying, "Oh my God, why isn't the Emergency Act being called on these people for
on these kids?
Photo? On these kids?
Why do they always want to send the authorities after Palestinian kids? Why are all these white fuckers like wanting to send the police? What, you want to send the IDF over because kids were playing on Terry Fox? Is that what you want? We're talking about children. not grown ass fucking men
Mhm.
who like defaced. And the other thing is they left all their shit all over Terry Fox.
Yep.
These
They
people
absolutely did.
didn't. They took a picture and then they got down and they left.
They absolutely did. They went up. So you're absolutely right. It's they for Terry Fox. These kids went up, took a photo, and that was it.
Yeah,
Done.
it was
They
done.
left nothing up there because they're not going to leave the cafe out there.
No garbage, not yet.
Nothing. That's it. That's all you saw is the kids and Terry Fox, and that's
And
it.
how old are they? Like what? 9 years old is the oldest kid that's there?
I
Like,
mean, yeah. I think you're right. I mean,
yeah, they look like Camilla's age, these kids.
yeah,
They're kids.
they're absolutely kids. I mean, yeah, 9, 10 tops. Like again, these kids are just kids taking a photo, having this is the time they're there for the statue. That's it. That's all. But no.
Fake
We
outrage.
it's more to me that pisses me off is like you're pissed off about this not because of these kids are doing anything wrong because you know what, no, kids will take photos and parents will take photos of their kids with all sorts of things. They'll do with their Canada flag. Sometimes it's questionable about the whole thing, like is that the greatest thing? Yeah, but that's it. You're losing your shit not because of that. You're losing your shit because you got caught doing stupid shit, and you're trying to equate what these kids are doing, which is taking a photo of the statue, as to the stupid shit you were doing.
And the Emergencies Act wasn't called because of the Terry Fox thing. We were annoyed by it. The Emergencies Act was called because you were torturing an entire city. If all you did was left it at the Terry Fox thing, cool. But you guys took your fucking tires off of your 18 wheelers and all your other cars and said that you weren't leaving and that you were going to keep doing what you were doing until the mandates were lifted and Trudeau was out of office. And two of those things aren't going to happen because you guys do that. So your intention wasn't to leave. And then there was all this other stuff like flooding the 911 system, call center, putting people's lives in actual danger, blocking streets. Like we can name like slow rolling around the schools, stalking women and women's shelters. We could go on and on. The Terry Fox thing, that was this. That was like, you guys are disgusting and stupid. We could have like moved on from that. You got the EA called after you because you're a bunch of fucking asshole terrorists.
Absolutely.
Womp womp.
Hopefully I'm a little louder now for everybody.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, no, these guys were absolutely ridiculous. So scream like a child as much as you want, but the more you do it, the more you're just a fucking child.
Yeah, they sound stupid. Every time a little thing happens, they're like, oh, the Palestinians are out. We should call the emergency act. Why? We go around, we're out downtown for 3 hours, 3 whole hours, not 3 full fucking weeks, night and day, 3 hours.
Yeah.
So we're dancing.
Doing a little bit of movement there. No, they're absolutely it. And that's exactly it. It's ridiculous. Like, stop.
It's gross.
Stop. Yeah. So
when co-opting doesn't work, try to take them down. That's their motto.
Or sometimes, if they're the grift is a concern, then you need to sort of find ways to collect money, and sometimes you get creative.
These are the same people that fly the flags Every Child Matters. You do know what that flag is for, right? The Every Child Matters.
No.
So
it's just virtue signaling that they don't understand what the hell.
Well, I know, but the point is like they're flying Every Child Matters, and then they get all fucking pissed off at the fact that there's a Palestinian march that is calling for a ceasefire to save Indigenous children.
Yeah, no, it's hollow on them. Absolutely hollow. So back to the grift.
Yeah.
And when I was seeing back to the grift, I'm talking about raising money for Mr. Barber. So somebody by the name of Travis decided to mint a coin. And these are 99% or 99.99% pure silver collectible coins. Limited supply because they didn't want to manufacture too many, is what I'm thinking.
Well, because
But
it's more
yeah,
expensive.
it's only about $50, and hurry up and before they're sold out. These coins looking like this. Not a terrible looking coin in regards to coins. These are pretty standard looking. And if you're questioning which truck is on the coin itself,
It's Big Red.
it's the Big Red. Absolutely. So coin is there, and the money is going, or profits from the money is apparently going to be going to Chris's legal fund.
He should sell that Big Red truck, and then he can afford his legal fees.
That's true. That's true. Now, if anybody can confirm this for me, because I've been having some fun with I may have tweeted one or two tweets with Barber on Twitter. I think you have to. But the interesting thing I wanted to note was because I had a little bit of a scuffle with him. Is I asked him, like, how much did you pay in your fines when the whole push came out, and how much you had to pay for your fines on Big Red? It's like, fooled you. I didn't have to pay any fines. That's kind of my point. You kind of moved Big Red out.
He fooled you. He got you, Joe.
I know that people are just all big on the gotchas on me lately. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You got me. You moved Big Red out of there while all the people that are following you, you made them leave their vehicles there to be fined. Right. That's it.
Chris has been quiet lately.
He has been a little bit.
I tagged him on a couple of posts, but now he doesn't want to talk. He was all mouthy earlier, and now he's not saying anything because him and Jason LaFacci are such good friends. And I don't know if you want to be, associated with a guy like Jason LaFacci.
I don't know.
I think that's why he's so quiet.
Yeah, BB makes an interesting point here. It's like, I'd buy Big Red to add a big, huge F Barber on the side. I'm like, you know what? I'd also be willing to fire up a GoFundMe to get Big Red. We'll throw him a pittance there. But I feel there's really something we could use Big Red for. And I think it could be either like the mobile.
Is that
sorry?
Is that an AI picture of Big Red? Like, isn't that?
No, that's Big Red.
But why is that?
Like it's lowered.
Yeah, like it's touching the ground, like that. What surrounds the wheel there? Like, is that?
Yeah, the wheel wells. No. I think he's got it lowered. And I'm like, really? That's all right. No,
he can't drive in Canada with that. The snow is too fucking high. What is he gonna be plowing this fucking highway?
It's all highway. It's all highway.
I know.
He does long haul highway, which means you don't really care about the snow. It's all cleared anyways. And again, are you really thinking that Barber plans ahead?
I don't think I don't think Barber's actually a trucker. I think that's just a little pretty thing that he has all his money because he makes money off of other people.
No, he would have been trucking first. That I know.
Yeah, not in that truck.
No, probably he did. I don't doubt. I don't doubt he did truck. Because that's kind of what you're going to do. What are you grinning about?
I'm reading the comments. They're funny.
Airlifts, Schmitty's, that's true. Which means he could probably lower them at some certain point for like photo ops. That might be exactly what he's doing. And that's what he did. He's like, I'm going to make my truck look lower.
The truck is too clean. It hasn't hit the road.
No, you can wash it.
I know you can wash a truck. I know that fucking rocks fly in trucks and shit like that too.
Mm-hmm. But it's Barber. Let's go back to Ottawa.
I don't think he's doing any of that shit. Hello, Jin Chen.
So, we haven't gone to check the camp, and I don't think we want to because I don't want anything that's floating around there or in danger of anything that's occurring there.
I want to do a drive-by honking.
I know you do. But right now it gets a little bit more complicated because I don't think you know this, but they have security.
Security. Security.
They have checkpoints. So I don't know if you.
I wasn't going to go in.
Well, clearly you can't because they're
Like,
going to fool you with paperwork you need to be done.
Yeah, but I could totally get, and I need some fake ID. I could totally do that. Hello.
So, this particular photo, now this is part of the collection of the photos collected, I believe, by Mayor McCheese and others. But this particular photo kills me. So this is the one as you're driving up. There's a lot of vehicles trying to get into, and there's a checkpoint that people need to go through.
I wonder if some people are like yelling out their window, like, "What the hell is taking so long? Come on, man!"
Yeah. So this one here kills me because, again, you're going to a checkpoint, and I'll show you the form shortly of what's involved at the checkpoint in regards to the information you need to give. But in the background of this image, there's a big sign saying no digital IDs because we don't want to be tracked. Okay, but you don't want to be tracked, but you're okay with giving your name, your address, a form of identification, your vehicle license plate, your signature, and a witness. You don't want to be tracked, but you're going to give all this information to these guys who you don't know who they are. I'm sure you trust them as brothers, but
no, they don't even do that.
Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I will not hold Danielle or Chet Wiggins responsible for any injuries, vehicle accident, damage to my property while they may occur while I am visiting or staying on the premises. Okay, well, I can tell you Chet and Danielle are not exempt from any illegal sexual improprieties that is possibly happening there. And none of them should have their children in that camp because we know that there are people there who are not supposed to be around children. So Chet and Danielle, you're not exempt from that.
No, exactly. So I mean, it's still crazy that these guys are doing that, and they're still doing it, and obviously they're trying to protect themselves from any liability whatsoever, which is weird because these guys are self-sit, so they don't even believe the traditional.
No, because any society is going to have fucking rules and they're going to have protective measures. And the whole purpose of them putting in these protective measures is probably because there's some certain people that they're worried about infiltrating their place. And so they're doing exactly what the government does and make sure that when people go into a certain place that they sign in or they register if they're going to another country. And why are you coming here? And show us your ID. Like they're doing exactly what government does. And that's because that's how life works.
But I mean, they've been putting this paperwork now. I mean, they got the whole people going there, and they've got the guys coming in for the weekends. And this is really starting to become a real pain in the ass for them, though, because it's a huge slowdown. The weekend warriors coming in there, and so now they have to do the paperwork and whatnot. But they've got a solution now to speed the whole thing.
Digital ID.
No, Arrive Camp.
Arrive Camp.
All from the mobile phone. Cost them only $54 million, and boop,
they can have
that's it. Other mobiles, they can just sign in and go through that whole lineup real fast. Arrive Camp. Sign up today.
Yeah. They'll have to put their fingerprint or their retina.
Absolutely. Yeah, because DNA, that's nothing go wrong there.
That's right. They'll swab you when you go in too.
It'll be fan.
Take your temperature.
Phenomenal.
Swab.
So yeah, so that's at the convoy. Now, sorry, that's at the camp in Castleman. Now they're going to be leaving there to go do some protesting. So this particular protest occurred on Saturday. And the one we're about to talk about is, you know what? This one. They've decided to do a movement called the non-confidence movement. So they've taken their particular understanding what non-confidence means and have decided to make a protest march about it, called saying Canadians declare non-confidence. Cool.
Look
Ignoring
at those
the fact.
misfits. Oh my goodness. Look at those misfits. Okay, yeah, keep going.
So you got a total of, I'm going to give them
17.
17. Okay.
17, including the person taking the picture. That's the 17th person.
You counted them, didn't you?
Well, I was watching Mayor. We counted them.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. So 17 people representing a majority of Canadians. Majority is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. And they showed up to Parliament to say non-confidence. Yay. Cool. And I think this is also part of the entire video we showed last time where Maggie did her little sign that she wanted to show to Christian Freeland.
To Christian Freeland.
That was facing the wrong way when Christian Freeland came out. Like, that's just poor project planning. I'm sorry.
That was funny.
You figure out the purpose. You want to, of what your attempted project is going to be. In this case, you had one job.
Just one job.
Just point the goddamn sign at the person as they're
No,
coming out.
the other way. I wish we could like totally. It's like Larry, Curly, and Moe, like the Three Stooges, when they're trying to go one way and they're going the wrong way, and it's just like the ladder and the person bends down and
it's that or a scene right out of
slapstick.
Benny Hill. It's that or a scene right out of Benny Hill. Like,
It's
like, throw in some yakety sax and you're good to go. Like, it's ridiculous.
So funny.
So these guys showed up. They started a protest. They had their protest on Saturday to actually have their little march through. And so we'll actually take a look in a moment here in regards to said march, because they did have a few more people. Now, understand, as you're looking at this photo, it looks like there's a lot of people, but you're only looking at the people on the sidewalk. The people in the background, that is the massive buildup of the Palestinian march on Saturday.
It was huge.
Yeah, massive buildup. If you want to, you can go take a look at our live from last weekend on Saturday. It is a colossal. There was photos in there, and as well as on Twitter, you can take a look. It was a massive protest, actually across Canada. So I think it was. I don't know if it was just Canada or across the world.
No, DC brought out like 300,000 or something crazy like that.
It was massively significant. So don't confuse, people actually protesting for.
Well, you can see the Palestinian flags in the back there.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see watermelon? It's not convites. But you know what? I got a clip for you guys for that. Give me a second here, as I'm still trying to remember how to use this thing. I apologize as I'm trying to.
This flag! Oh my god! Now, how am I gonna find a flag that big? Holy shit! Tabernacle! Sacre bleu, they've showed up! Oh, Chris. Shame on convoyers blocking the sidewalk. What is this? Shame on you guys. Impeding foot traffic too. Isn't that terrible? Daisy, did you impregnate any underage girls lately?
Ooh.
No, I'm not gonna stop, sorry. Try and speak over me. Good luck, I guess.
No. Welcome to Parliament Hill. Hey, put the banner in front. Welcome.
Daisy always whines about how other protests get a police escort and they don't. Right? Favoritism he complains about, whines about. But look right here. They have in front of us a police escort. I believe they're getting the same treatment as every other fucking Canadian. So Daisy can no longer whine like a little baby. Ooh. Why do they get a police escort and not me? Now you're getting it, so shut up there, little buddy. Look at him.
Little buddy. You little buddy.
Little buddy.
That was awesome, Nugs. That was funny.
Nugs is good. Nugs is very good. So yeah, so they did their little protest. They had their little thing. Little, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, well, they tried to come up onto the at the Palestinian march.
So I mean, their protest, their little march, they did that. There was about 30 to 40 people on Saturday. And again, they did that. They got out. They marched around the market, to which I'm sure they got mocked the shit out of. And most people did mock the crap out of him because nobody cares. And then I remember when while we were doing the live in regards to the Palestinian marches, that was building up, and I think we were commenting at the time like, holy crap, the numbers are doubling, and they're doubling again. I'm like, oh yeah, careful, the Nonvoy is marching back to try to do stuff, and I'm like, well, they're not going to be intimidating you because they're like 5% of your size.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because and we're gonna get to Gordon a little bit later, where he's actually discussing the numbers and the difference in the numbers, because it's quite significant.
Yeah, there was like 40,000 people there. I have never been not even the Women's March. Actually, I was here in Ottawa for the Women's March, and that was large, but this march was bigger. I'm sure of it.
No, it was significant size. It was very, very significant size.
In all fairness, the Women's March was like in dead of January, I think. It was freezing. I remember I gave my whole staff the day off, and we were part of the march. And yeah, it was like freezing.
Yeah. No, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all, because it was such a colossal thing. Like, it was just massive.
Yeah.
So it's, these guys, again, they're coming up to do all sorts of silly, I'm just going to say, like, silly little protests that nobody's even aware of. Like, they came up, they did a little march, like, non-confidence, they have their site and whatnot. Aside from the people that were there and maybe a couple of people online that they talked to, who are you going to talk to that I can't think of anybody else who's even aware of your existence right now?
Well, yeah, like at the Palestinian march at the end, I bumped into people I know.
Mhm.
And so they were like, oh, telling their friend, we do a stream together, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, so the convoy is back. And I'm like, yeah, they're at some camp, whatever. And she's like, well, what's their grievance now? And I'm like, okay, you ready for this? Do you have a moment? Right. And it's like, it's not clear what their message is. And here's their laundry list of what their problems are. And so, yeah, there's a big difference between their fake grievances that are all like over the place, and then this one particular cause, which is to stop fucking killing people, stop massacring people. It's a worthy cause, assholes. Like,
yeah, and this is where it's kind of interesting, because as Bebe and the Lunas are commenting about, which is, Johnny Rose, like, one of his common mantras that he repeats, like, stop the war machine, stop the war machine.
I can get behind that.
But to my point, though, being, what the hell do you think the whole Palestinian march is about?
Oh, he's on the side of the Palestinians.
All right.
He is totally on the side of the Palestinians.
Yeah, because that's exactly what the whole Palestinian march is about.
Yeah.
It is about a war machine going on.
That's right.
And trying to stop that.
Yes.
But some of these guys aren't. Yeah. Go ahead.
And Jonathan, the one who calls my name all the time when I'm down there.
Yes.
He's also very much on the side of the Palestinians.
Yes. Jonathan, by the way, needs a new jacket.
I know.
Nugs has put out. So this is a little sidebar here. Nugs has put out a message requesting some help to help out for Jonathan to get some winter supplies.
What the
His
heck?
jacket. He's got a photo. Nugs has put up a photo of him. His jacket just being in a poor state, and winter's about to get cold, and sort of trying to collect some money or some supplies for him to make sure he's going to be okay for the
What
winter.
did you do?
So we're probably going to help out there. If anybody else can help out, reach out to Nugs, see if you can help out. I think Nugs is looking for some Walmart cards to help make sure that Jonathan's got what he needs during the winter months. Yeah, so
Can you still see me? No way.
I can see a still shot of you.
What the hell is happening? Everything just turned off.
Did it? But we can hear you.
Okay.
So that's probably a good thing. Yes. So as long as everybody agrees with me, where Deana's just frozen, we'll let Deana try to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we can still hear Deana, which is more than enough because we have yet to find a way to not hear her. Oh, it's totally true. It's got to be Lafachi. He's hacked all our streams and services. That's got to be it.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
Erner.
Ermagerd.
Erner.
Ermagerd. So let's take a look at. So on the Saturday was the Little March of Non-Confidence, but the big threat was the convoy coming on to Wellington Street on the Sunday. It's a whole group. Oh,
Keep talking.
okay. So there's a whole group of them going to be getting all their vehicles and just taking over Wellington. They're going to do a big drive-by and a whole thing. Well, let's see how it went.
2 minutes ago, I come block the streets. Bill C-100. What about Bill? Excuse me, sir. How come they got all the streets blocked off?
Well, we're past it too.
Doesn't Bill C-100 say we're not supposed to obstruct traffic? You see that's going on there. So we had a little convoy. Not going to stop. Drive through Wellington. And apparently these mutts and these fucking policy enforcers decide that they're going to block all the streets off.
Did I do something?
Nope.
Okay.
That was the end of the video.
Your video has been enabled. Okay. Well then what the hey hoo. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be back.
You refresh. Breaking up a little bit more tonight. I still need to work on that. I apologize for it. Hopefully we'll be able to get that cleared up. So Deana's right now working on that issue with regards to her camera. We'll see if we can get the rest of that sort of removed. And speaking of which, oof. Huh, better. Yeah. That's it.
I'm back.
Welcome back. How you doing? All right.
Eating Swedish berries. Halloween candy.
Tasty.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, did you get a chance to see the video?
What did you just play?
It was the convoy that failed to make it to Wellington.
No, I didn't. Oh, well, he was upset that they encumbered the highway and that Bill C-100. Yeah, I've seen it before.
So, yeah, the Ontario Bill C-100 he's talking about is it's very specific. So, it is about blocking certain routes, but Dougie made it in such a way that it's only in regards to blocking access to for trade, and usually it's border passages. It's the entire thing was a reaction to blocking, basically blocking the Ambassador Bridge, because again they were losing millions of dollars a day because of the blockade on the bridge. So yeah, it's just illegal to block those and ports and that's pretty much it. So because of that, he put in the bill that prevented them to be able to do that. So
he's misinterpreting it.
Oh, they all are. Like none of them understand what Bill C-100 is.
Well, they don't know.
They don't even know the law. I know.
They misinterpret all the laws, right?
They do. Absolutely do. And it's painfully obvious because that's all they do. So they'll misinterpret the law. They'll misinterpret the essence of everything else, and that's pretty much it. So he'll go in there. He'll say, well, you're not allowed to block this because C-100. Well, C-100 is not anywhere in Ottawa. Nowhere in Ottawa is covered by C-100. Second, police aren't
civilians.
The Bill C-100. Yeah, this only has to do with the public in regards to the access to roads and what's you're allowed to block and not to block. Police always will have access to block off roads because that's what police are to do. They're to do whatever actions is necessary for to deal with public safety. If it means shutting down a road because there's an accident on it, that's what they're going to do. If it is to shut down because something else is going on there, that's what they're going to do. That's it. That's all. It's just that. So again, these guys are like, oh well, this isn't in effect now, so like nobody's allowed to do it. No, you're not allowed to do it. I'm not allowed to do it.
Just you, Johnny. I mean, just you, Gordy.
Exactly.
Sorry, I got them both mixed up.
So again, these guys are trying to interpret stuff that just makes no sense.
I know tons of people like that. It drives me nuts.
But
yes, I'm opening up another one.
So somebody had some words though for Gordon.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
No, because me, I honor things in life. I honor leadership. No, me, I create this. I create division. Really? Yeah. What did I do? Tell me where did I go and divide my group? Tell me where I divided.
You lied to me on the phone.
Yeah?
You said you weren't going to do the interview. You said you weren't going to speak. You lied directly to me. So there you go.
I said I didn't make an interview. I said I invite them to the camp. That's the part they don't miss. That's the part they don't miss, hey? Okay? Hey, I'm sorry to say, buddy, at least on the news, it was the truth. It was not a bunch of lies. It was true. Okay, yes, it was. The aggressiveness, I got an 88-year-old woman that came down of her apartment building saying I didn't sleep for 5 days. And who is the cause of it? It's the leadership. The leadership put them there. The leadership is in there. The leadership did this attack. Hey, go ahead. I have nothing to say. This is freedom fighter land. This is my land. This is where I fought for 640 days. Okay? That's where I fought for 640 days, my friend. Okay? Okay. Hey, you're funny, huh? Huh? Funny en tabarnak. Where's all your superstars of your movement? They're all left. Okay? I'm a natural born.
Cut it out.
No.
Cut it out.
No. I'm not. I am not cutting it out. I am not shutting up. I am speaking my truth, and I'm going to continue being proud and honored.
Cut it out, honey.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. And no.
Cut it out.
I love my life. I'm proud of the man I am. I honor the man I am. You was trained to have a heart like this. You don't apologize, you divide. You divide, not me.
Oh, I just started getting into my interpretive dance. I need to switch to popcorn. Forget
Sorry?
the candies. I need popcorn, man.
Oh yeah, tonight was a bit of a popcorn. Tonight is definitely a bit of a popcorn night. Well, at least that particular session was a little bit of popcorn because, yeah, that's a little cray.
It's funny.
I'm killing myself.
It's funny that Mimi jumped in there.
Mimi sounded like a voice of reason.
But is she on somebody's side, or is she just like?
No, like I'm still like looking at like she was like, no, like calm down, Matt. Calm down, Matt. You're sounding crazy too. Let's be honest. That's something when it's coming out of her mouth.
Got role reversal. Like just a few months ago, Mattia was telling her she sounded crazy because she was yelling out stuff like about kids masturbating in school and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Ask a kid what 2 + 2 is. They can't tell you. All they know how to do is masturbate. We don't have the sound effects because we're on a different platform.
Yeah,
so you just have to take it from me.
Yeah. It's very, very good. Whoops. Oh, something in the background there.
Yeah, I have a sick child.
Sorry, child. So yeah, so I mean, Matt and Gordon, and again, like these guys are literally eating each other. I mean, we've been seeing them eating each other. Like Matt and Gordon, I think since sort of Matt's been kicked off there, it's going to be tension. These guys are going to be just sniping each other. And as this movement progresses less, I'm going to call it right now, this movement is going to slowly decrease because of all sorts of conditions. Losing interest, winter months coming in, you name it. And they're going
no clear goals.
No clear goals. None.
Like a goal is a dream with a deadline. Yeah. So whatever, and it's got a path. Like there is a reason for it. Yeah.
It's just going to go. It's literally just going to
fizzle.
It's
for fizzle.
For shizzle.
Fizzle.
So it's going to go down. These guys are going to decrease. And there's not much else that's going to be different. And that's going to be it. Oh,
they're all fighting with each other. Even the musicians are fighting with each other.
Are they? I didn't get him.
Yeah, when Freedom George was there, and like that ACL lost his shit, remember? And he starts like yelling at DJ Carlos and like yelling at the crowd, and then the people in Freedom George's chat is like, get him off there. It's time for the other guy to come on. That's hilarious.
But there's no alcohol there. So it can be that. So we're going to take a little sidestep here and go, as we've been sort of learning a little bit more about Mr. Gordon James Barry Jr. We're going to focus a little bit in regards to him, in regards to some of the thoughts of things, as how these things are going and how these things are going to continue to go. So I present you sort of thoughts of how Gordon viewed the protests on Saturday.
Deep thoughts.
Just give you guys an idea what's happening here. This is it, look. Just this, that's half the problem. You see how many of these people come out because they know what it's like, Palestinians and stuff, how they come out in big numbers. Look. And we just got a small crowd, standing up for the rights here. Look, they flood the lawn. I'm just saying, like, look at the numbers of these people that come out for their countries, for standing up. Small group here. There you go, up there, the fucking flag. Like I said, Christians and Muslims standing together against the indoctrination of the children, the sexual indoctrination going on in the schools. And they couldn't have that. So now all of a sudden they have to create this war. But here you go, you see how many of these people show up. But we're not against these people, that's what I mean. I don't know why they want to get all mad because we're down here and they're up there, like separating. Right, here you go, thousands and thousands and thousands. And then you get a smaller group here, Canadians fighting for the freedom of the genocide that's been going on for 3 years, the indoctrination of the kids in the schools, the collapse of the economy on purpose, homelessness going up, right? All of this stuff, foreclosures going through the roof, suicide rates climbing, addiction rates climbing, and this is what we get for people that's lived here their whole lives. Then look at the numbers that they come out. Like, look, more coming. Look, they're coming. They're going to fill this whole courtyard. Thousands of these people, and we can get a few hundred. Come on, man. Everybody thinks it's Trudeau. Pierre's going to save the day. Pierre's not going to do anything any different. He's here to do the same thing, create the same problems. Guaranteed it's going to be worse.
Okay. 6 inches. So I just need to say to Gordon, if he ever watches this, these people that you keep referencing are fucking Canadians. Okay. We're Canadians of all different backgrounds and religious beliefs, all getting together for the common cause of stopping the genocide and apartheid and the indiscriminate killing and over 10 million people dead by the time we were standing there. And 4,500 of them are children. So we were Christians, Muslims, Jewish, I'm sure there were Hindu, there were indigenous religion, whatever beliefs. There were atheists, everybody. We even had speakers from all of these different places, like these different backgrounds speaking. Jewish Voices for Peace, the Palestinian Youth Movement, and Indigenous Youth. I don't remember the movement, but we got that speech on there. And so on and so on. So we are Canadians, and we're standing up for Canada to do the right fucking thing. That's why we're there. Okay. So we are fighting for our country to represent and do something about this massacre. So that's part of it. Yeah, like it's not random people, like it's not and you guys don't have a cause. You seriously have, like, the convoy people have nothing. They don't have a cause. Not a real one anyways. It's all make believe.
Agree.
So ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And then to compare their genocide, like what genocide are you talking about, Gordon? What genocide are you fucking talking about? What? Whatever, man. The white man genocide? Is that what you're saying? Fuckface.
These guys are all stuck on their, like, oh, the vaccine's killing everybody by the millions. They're dead all over the streets. Remember when they were saying, like, look, all the dead people in the streets.
Does he know what the definition of genocide means?
I'm still trying to figure out what dead people in the streets mean, because I couldn't find anybody dying on the streets from the vaccine.
Dude, I have not had the misfortune of walking by a dead person on the street, so I don't know what he's talking about either.
But not just a dead person dying on the streets, as opposed to just like the street is covered with dead people dying from the vaccine. Remember, we're supposed to all be dying like 6 months after getting the first injection.
I struggled posting something about this, but they've lost 2 freedom fighters in the last month. One was a 40-year-old and one was a 60-year-old. And people die for all types of reasons. It happens. But it's funny that they're not like the guy who just died, the 60-year-old, I went through his Facebook and like he had posted a eulogy of another one of his friends who had just died. So literally like less than a month apart, they both died. And yeah, it's just like, were they vaccinated?
They're pretty much convinced they are.
No, but or they weren't vaccinated and they died because they got COVID too many times. Can we start that rumor? Like, you just had COVID too many times, so your heart stopped because you had myocarditis, because that's what COVID does to you. Anyway.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Mike, the vaccine made me immortal, at least until I die. That was my response to somebody who said, how long do you think you're going to last in Palestine? I said, my whole life. Like,
I got vaccinated.
No, what is happening again?
What's the matter?
I think this app for some reason doesn't want my screen to stay on. I'm gonna have to start this whole thing over again. My dude.
Did you charge your? No, it's your computer.
No, it's okay. I got it.
Right.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Eh.
Well, Gordon has some words for you.
Okay.
He's going to tell you how this is all going to end.
Looking forward to it.
We let people bring their ideas to the table. We let people speak. We try to work together. But at the end of the day, it's up to us. There is no way this is going to be fixed legally, politically, ever. We've been 3 years doing this, so I just wanted to clarify that. No disrespect to anybody that comes up here and speaks their plan. And like I said, you guys all have the right to choose where you're going to stand, but I know where I'm going to stand.
Where are you going to stand, Gordy?
So he's saying none of this is going to be able to be fixed legally or politically. So, first of all, 2 things I'm taking away from this. Everything you're doing, regards to protesting everything else, means nothing if you don't believe any of it's going to work. So why the fuck are you even bothering? Why are you wasting your time, my time, all of our time? None of it's going to work. So what are you doing? 2.
He's trying to revert back to the original plan.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Are you looking at escalating shit? Because now you're in a whole different discussion. And that means you're now a person of concern.
He's always been a person of concern. They're all people of concern for me.
It's definitely concerning.
Anybody who goes that far to ask someone to live on their property, to not be set up, to think that you're going to rely on everybody else to make it work while you play something, whatever they're playing, build a little life for yourself, collect social benefits because it's mutual aid from everybody. Like, you have no money, no address now, unless everybody's using Chet's address to get their check sent to them. Who knows? That could be a thing. Yeah, it's absolute. Well, I guess they could have direct deposit. It's bonkers anyway, the whole thing. So if anybody goes that far to live in their car out somewhere thinking that they're going to change something like that, like whatever they're doing, and they don't even have a clear thing. Do you think the World Economic Fund or whatever gives a shit that there's like 20 guys camping out on some fucking farmland somewhere? Like, what?
Not even registering on the radar. Just nothing. Just a hiccup. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a crap about them.
Yeah. Well, they're funding because they're like using up all this propane and gas and whatever they're using, their new shower. Are we going to show that whole layout?
Well, yes. So, as we're jumping up ahead, as Dina
Brody.
likes to do to me, but very much in regards to these guys have a wonderful layout. Now, I don't have the shower because the shower wasn't the stuff that I really wanted to be my wasn't interest to me. Let me go over the stuff I found of interest. So this one was pointed out by the one of the people that we follow. As if you don't, Donaire, spelled with a 4 and 7A. Point out that this particular tweet, in this particular photo, that this is a high efficiency water heater. Nothing wrong with that. I'm seeing a lot of PEX cabling going on there and some weird right angles. And right angles is never recommended because it actually slows down and causes more problems than anything else. And this one doesn't look like a proper, but it could be. I could be wrong. A lot of valve work going on, but just a lot of right angles. And a lot of improv piping work. But the most important part here is this red arrow pointing to the exhaust for this high efficiency instant water heater. Now, these things, when it comes to instants, they will heat up fast. They will use a fair amount of gas because they only need to use it for when they need to, which means they're going to be burning natural gas or propane, depending on how you're doing it. In this case, it's propane, and that propane needs to go outside to be vented. Well, this vent right here is being vented in the house. This is a carbon monoxide danger. This will harm people seriously, especially if anybody's sleeping in this barn or house or anything else. This can cause problems. But you know what? It's one device, kind of an open space. As long as they don't have another device in there that can cause this, carbon monoxide poisoning or anything else like that. And like, oh shit, is that a propane based heater? Also spitting out and designed for industrial use in an open construction, not for an enclosed space? Yes. Yes, it is. Beside an unvented water heater. So this one in particular also caught my attention. So I actually looked at the manual because I'm a guy that's actually pretty good at understanding technology, potentially industrial technology. And if you know me, you'll understand why I understand industrial technology quite a bit. So I did, some research, and I went through and I went to go find the safety information about it. And interesting notes. Use of direct fired heaters in construction environment can result in exposure to levels of carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and nitrous dioxide considered to be hazardous to health and potentially life-threatening. Do not use in unventilated areas.
They had the window open a crack. Come on, they had the window open a crack.
Oh, that should be perfect.
It should be okay.
Perfect. Yeah,
they're geniuses, stable geniuses.
I'm sure they're periodically monitoring the CO2 and carbon monoxide and nitrous dioxide levels at the site in the area. They recommend doing it at a minimum of 4 hours, every 4 hours, just to make sure the air quality is good. But again, additional notes is ensure the flow of combustion and ventilation air exchange cannot be obstructed because that's going to be dangerous. As the building tightens up in regards to windows and everything being enclosed, as that particular structure already looks like it is, during the construction phases, ventilation may need to be increased or that equipment needs to be no longer used because of what it is.
Is that in Chet's house?
That looks
like the guy that just recovered from cancer?
No, that looks to be in the barn.
Okay. They built a shower in the barn.
They built a shower in the barn. Oh, yes. And additional safety notes. Never store a propane gas tank, as we saw.
Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Like, how do they not know this? But maybe they think...
gas tanks right there.
I know.
Never store a propane gas tank inside a building or in the vicinity of any gas or oil burning appliance. When propane tank is not disconnected from the construction, when the propane tank is not disconnected from propane construction heater, the gas tank and heater must be stored outdoors in a well-ventilated area out of reach of children. If for any reason the heater is to be stored indoors, the tank must be disconnected and stored outdoors in a well-ventilated area out of reach of children, in accordance to the standard of the storage and handling of liquefied petroleum gas, etc., etc., etc.
Yep. I mean, Baffo. They're fucking
I'm
around.
just like,
They're fucking around. One of them's gonna find out, or more than one of them's gonna find out. They're definitely fucking around.
I'm like, I'm not surprised, because these are the same people who don't believe in any of the science in regards to vaccines or anything else. So I'm also truly not surprised these guys are listening to the safety notices in regards to how to handle this equipment. And half these guys are in the construction business, so they should be aware of some of these things.
No, half of these guys are in construction and they wait for someone to tell them what to do. And then they go and pretend that they know everything because they've worked on a few sites with somebody telling them what to do, that they start doing this shit outside of a supervision of somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing, and then accidents happen.
Dangerous accidents.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna that's what I'm saying. They're fucking around, and someone's gonna find out. If they do read the instructions, they read the instructions like they read the law, and they twist the words up, or like they read the VAERS report. Like they make, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised either that they can't figure this shit out. But this is like elementary level shit. Like I knew as a teenager that you're not bringing propane tanks into the house and storing them in the house. Maybe the ventilation part I wouldn't have known as a teenager, but
I'm also looking at that in regards to
not having
barn,
propane.
but the barn, and even like the improper setup of that instant water heater. I'm like, that's got to be a problem for insurance if that building's insured.
I would
That's
know.
not dangerous.
Yeah, I would know that I couldn't have propane where there's an electrical outlet either, which is behind the dryer. And they did have a cable running outside. They've got the 240 volt, but there's also the regular outlet for the washing machine. So you've got your 2 times 120s. And I'm sure there's other outlets in the basement, but they were plugged in. So anything that could cause a spark when you have a buildup of, all these gases it's the same thing as what we saw during the convoy, right? Like their open fires and their propane tanks and their gas cans everywhere. And the makeshift heaters that they made for their cars with their propane. And
hang on. You're worried about the outlet? Like the electrical outlet? What about the panel right there above it?
Yeah. I'm saying. Yeah, they've got the breaker box right there. If it's even a breaker box, it might still be the old school fuse box. Who knows?
I think it's a breaker box. There seems to be a line. There seems to be some sort of extension cord splitter right under it, and there's like lines running out from under. Like this thing is an OSHA nightmare.
Yeah,
like this is.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, oh my god, this is not good.
No. And there was a picture of the shower, and the water was all over the floor, so they didn't even pan it properly, because you can, like, the shower can have a pan. So I don't know, like, if they're letting the water go. I didn't check to see if there was a drain in that space, but the drain isn't usually close to the wall. The drain is somewhere like more about 5 or 6 feet away from a wall, right? Like
it could be in the center.
Sometimes it's in the center, but it could also be like close to where the furnace and hot water tank are, right? So it doesn't have to necessarily be in the center of the basement.
Oh, you're talking about the shower? Sorry, I was thinking the shower drain.
Oh,
drain.
not the shower drain, because the water's actually coming out of the shower and it was all over the floor of the basement or whatever.
Okay,
Whatever.
so you're thinking about the basement drain and having a drain in
Yeah,
the standard drains. Usually they're like my washer and dryer. The drain's right in front of the washer and dryer because that's where you want to have it closest. But yeah, you try to pitch your floor to angle so that all the water, if should water occur in the basement, ends up going towards the drain.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't know. I don't think when they built the shower, they actually put an actual drain. That's my point. I think it's like trying to get to the drain that's already in the basement. Like, how are they going to put a drain in? That means they have to rough it in. Like, they'd have to put in a drain. You need to connect the pipe to the...
It all depends if there's a rough for it already existing.
Yeah.
So that's the big question.
But if there is, it's not working because the water was all over in one of the pictures I saw. Maybe the picture you have. Who knows?
Well, no, I didn't have one for the shower.
For the shower, okay.
These guys are also messy, so it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, the whole thing looks
with like the cord, like they have their cords on the basement, and like just it's stupid. It's all fucking stupid.
Someone's going to get hurt. Speaking of which, we haven't talked about much in a while is the 1 million March for Children.
This is where I need my popcorn.
Yes. So 1 million March for Children, as some people may have discussed, is they're being a bit distracted in regards to events. So the 1 million March for Children, particularly the side with Kamel, Wood, Bahira, is a very strong Muslim group. And since the entire incident, since October 7th and what's going on with Palestine, a majority of people that are with them have been sort of like, no, we need to focus on Palestine. Dean and I are completely on board on that. This is a very critical issue. That's very important. That requires attention. And this is where the Bahira, and particularly right now, Mahmoud is discovering is
he's gross.
He's gross, but he's also just we are not disagreeing with him in regards to the message in regards to Palestine, but he's discovering the bit of a snake pit and where he's been sleeping hasn't been really on his side, only for the issue.
Are you talking about Mahmoud Murrah?
Yes.
Yeah, Mahmoud Murrah went and cozied up with a fucking Israeli, and saying all this shit about condemning Hamas and all this stuff. Mahmoud is for Mahmoud. He's not even for the Palestinian kids. You think he cares about Palestinian kids? He doesn't even care about his own fucking daughter. He said so himself. The guy's a disgusting
No, we know he doesn't care about his own daughter.
He's a piece of shit.
That we know. But all right, so sorry.
Jessica Raymer. Yeah, the group leaders are just using it to push their own agenda. Why do you think they canceled so many of the protests last time? I'm seeing that.
Yeah. So this is Mahmoud right now, sort of depending. Julie. So what about these Israeli kids who were beheaded? How do you feel about them? So no, Mahmoud is actually on the Palestinian side. He's like, first of all, it wasn't true, but to kill the argument, let me believe it was true. Two wrongs can't make one right. For 75 years, these people have been oppressed by billions of dollars spent daily on war and killing machines. They invest a little of that money to promote the living style of the Palestinians. None of this would have happened. The mainstream media that lying about us Canadians here, it won't deliver the proper picture and news from somewhere else.
How old is this post?
This is this week.
And that stupid bitch, Julie Stroh, still thinks that there are kids that were beheaded. Like, she hasn't caught up yet to know that was like fake and everybody had to walk.
People still think we're paid by Trudeau.
Oh, for fuck's sake. These bitches are so fucking dumb. They're so dumb. Beheaded babies. Is that what you're thinking about? And you don't even care about the 4,500 children who have been blown to bits, you fucking bitch.
So Mike here just put up a point here, which I definitely believe Mike, because we know Mike quite well. So, Mike, I'll ask you this particular this question. is Mahmoud, since you may be familiar with him more than you're definitely more familiar than with him than I am. Is Mahmoud trying to walk the line between the two? He may be siding with the Zionists in regards to condemning Hamas, but is he trying to both sides this thing? Like, is that
Of
what he's
course he
trying to
is.
do?
He's trying to find the vilest people to bring and recruit into his vile fucking nonsense that he's going to get nowhere with. So,
but this is where it's like, Mahmoud might be saying this, but then you've got people here coming in saying, how dare you use this group for this? This is Canada. It's a disgrace to see thousands of people chanting from the river to the sea, people calling for the death of all Jews. Hamas is evil, period. So this is where I get a little confused.
Look at the numpty she is. She's fucking numpty. Ann Carter, well said. I'm removing this site because of this. We can't see the Jewish victims because people would throw up they saw what had been done to them. What has been done to them, Bill? And we can't see the Jewish children who are being held hostage by Hamas monsters either. Shame on this site for using it for pro-Hamas propaganda. Oh, boy.
So
the Save the Children don't really want to save the children. Million March for Children, but not the brown children. Million March for Children, and we'll take you guys with us, but don't try to save those children. That's not our message. How dare you use this site to defend children, you son of a bitch.
Well, they weren't even for children anyways. We know this.
I know that. I'm just fucking...
Yeah. I know.
Enjoying this hypocrisy bullshit of these fucking lying sacks of shit.
So the 1 million march, I think, is never going to be able to, or it's going to be having some serious problems, and it's going to be a nightmare for them to recover it, especially depending how the Palestinian war occurs. And even still, I will even say this right now: the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been surprising in regards to the sides people are picking. It kind of baffled me where it's just across the lines. It hasn't been consistent.
No, it's fucked up. Like, it's so fucked up that the people that, we stood beside or were followers or whatever, who are talking about how they defend human rights and they legit, don't like the bigots because the bigots want certain people dead or to not exist. And then all of a sudden it's gone. It's not even, they don't even see the parallels of humans being humans and everybody deserving the right to be, who they are, free, access to everything, water, food, dignity, all of these things, but they don't want to offer it to the Palestinians. And then you have the chuds who, are all of us, some of them are thinking that and they do, the Palestinians deserve the right to be free and that they're being oppressed and whatever, but they don't see that they've been oppressing another group of people. It's just so bizarre. At least we're fucking consistent, Joe. We're consistent.
Yeah,
These guys
it is
messed up.
We're constantly we're consistent in especially in regards to, we're always standing with the people who are being marginalized in whatever way.
Right.
Stand with 2S LGBTQIA because they're being marginalized and people are trying to take away their rights.
For nothing.
For just trying to exist. We're standing with Palestinians because, again, another marginalized group who was not even treated, who doesn't even have basic human rights. Their land's been occupied people walking around in their own country are being, searched on the streets by people from another country.
Or people just walking into their house saying, "This is mine now. Bye."
Yeah.
See
That's
ya. You've
happened
got
many
15
times.
minutes to gather whatever you can and get the fuck out.
1967. And right now,
Now. It was happening the day before October 7th, and the day before
Agreed.
that, and the day before that, and the days before that.
Yeah. And then you've got, and then you've got like since October 7th and even before, but I mean, clearly October 7th as just, oh, you've got our hostages. Cool. We're just going to bomb everything there. Even though if our hostages may or may not be in there, we're just going to bomb.
Well, yeah,
everything
and they
there.
blew up their own hostages, and they got the command from one of their military officers. But what about all of the hostages that Israel has, like all those political prisoners, including the children? And they took Ahed Tamimi again. They arrested her again. Like, what the hell is going on? These guys, like, it's insane that I see Justin Trudeau putting up a tweet about nothing. I spoke to Netanyahu about the importance of people or whatever, everybody being able to defend themselves as long as it follows the law. Okay, that's great. Good talk. Now, what are you doing about it? Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
And
No,
by the
absolutely.
way, from the river to the sea is not a like Doug Ford said it, a bunch of people said it. Oh, from the river to the sea is means to kill all Jews or what. That's the most biggest bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah.
Because that brings me to my next thing. In Calgary, and this was provided by one of our followers here, Mike Pett. Second mention tonight. Also, he's awesome, so he gets it. From the river to the sea was actually a reason as for somebody who was a pro-Palestinian activist to be arrested. Calgary police laid charges of a hate crime nature for chanting from the river to the sea, or sorry, more specifically, inciting the crowd to chant from the river to the sea as a hate charge. Now, sorry, let me get that so I can see this. Boom, 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 boom.
Do you know that just because of that, I wrote a
Canadian
whole
Justice, yeah. Center for Justice and Peace in the Middle East has released a statement saying that, asking for Palestine not Palestine, but for Calgary to drop the charges because this is a horrifying and horrible thing to be charging somebody for, especially since it's not considered a hate crime at all.
Did they arrest the entire crowd? Because that's what we chant all the way down the street.
Just the leader, and they will always just target the leaders. That's it's easier and it's less complicated because trying to arrest an entire crowd and charge them all, it's way too expensive and way too complicated. But CJP and PME, so Canadian Justice for Peace and Peace for Middle East, asserts that there is no legal justification for the charges against Khaled. We are appalled by the shocking overreach of the Alberta government in carrying out this arrest, which is an example of anti-Palestinian racism.
Yeah, so the cops should be charged with hate crime. Like
I don't know if we
overusing
can.
their authority. I know they can't. They're immune to all of it. But yeah, it's so ridiculous.
So follow up on that one. Which
Next, Canadians are going to be held back for hate speech when we say coast to coast. Coast to coast.
Yeah, I mean another thing is some pro-Israel activists. So the whole point of the whole from river to the sea is just freedom for Palestinians to actually be able to be free again outside of Israel rule. But again, pro-Israel activists have been trying to brand from the river to the sea as an anti-Semitic chant.
Like they're trying to brand everything that the Palestinians have, like their flag being considered a terrorist flag. Why? That's been their flag. So now it's the sign of a terrorist. Like for the longest time, their flag was banned. And Now you're gonna like say that their slogans are terroristic, like everything that they do. No one's buying your shit. You know, you've got
No.
your cop doing it, but those are like, we know cops are fucking racist. Like, that's not news to us.
So there's some that are buying it, and that's the thing. It's a slow appeal to try to get less and less people to basically to remove the mask of the entire thing. You know, some people, we fucking, Dofo is like, oh, we've seen the terrorist flags at these,
The
pro Hamas
Hamas flag.
marches. No,
He said the Hamas flag. There's no fucking such thing as a Hamas flag, you dumb fuck. The fuck out of office, piece of shit.
He's talking, and so he's talking about the Palestinian flag, which is not the Hamas flag. It's a Palestinian flag.
There's no such thing as a Hamas flag.
And again, it's just you're talking about this power. You're talking about Palestine as this powerful, evil organization.
Yeah.
An country can't drink, can't get medical supplies, can't even be sure they're going to be the Palestinian people there are going to be still alive tomorrow. This is your biggest terror threat.
Yeah, I'd like to drop that fucking fat fuck right in the middle of Gaza. There. Go learn something, asshole.
He won't.
Yes, he would. He'd cry like a little bitch.
Still won't learn. Just cry. Speaking of fat fucks.
Look at that face. Oh, Lord. Don't you just want to punch that face? What a dope.
Many do. So, we're just
He looks like he just got caught, like his tie's like crooked, and he looks like he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar or something.
So I believe this is a file photo from when he was at POEC, because
yes, it is.
At the facial hair.
Yeah, it is.
Did you see him? Did you see him on the stand at POEC?
I guess, and I got to tell him off.
You got to tell them all off.
All of them, and more. Like, it was my first time meeting many of them.
Oh, I'm sure they all remember you now.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of them still owes you coffee.
Fuck him.
Not this one. So, Pat King updates a little bit short and brief. His court's been delayed for 6 months, and I got a little bit curious about the whole incident. So, well, if this is being delayed for 6 months, this could be kind of like this is a long wait for his trial. But it's his lawyer that asked for the delay. Well, that changes things. Yeah, mostly because you're not, you can't ask for a speedy trial and ask for a delay. That's not going to be it. So that kind of covers the crown. So they were supposed to start his trial at the end of November 27th, when it was originally planned. But his lawyer said, we just received all the information, including a crap ton of videotapes. Not going to have time to review it all. Can we delay this? And so they're delayed till May 2024. He's literally going to be the last one going on trial for all this shit, by the looks of it. So he got that there, as well as he did get his sentencing, his judgment to be no longer by jury, but by judge alone. So he's hoping that he's going to,
because he couldn't move it out of Ottawa.
He couldn't move it out of Ottawa. He feels Ottawa might be biased, and I'm not going to lie. If I was to be selected for the jury,
why would it be biased? Everybody loves the convoy. Everybody, absolutely. The majority of Canadians are on the convoy's side. So why would you think that Ottawa's biased? You guys were so loved.
I don't see it either. I don't understand it either. It's the weirdest thing.
Why would everybody love you except for Ottawa? I don't understand.
I mean, it's the weirdest thing too, because I mean, like exactly as you said, like everybody loves the convoy.
Yeah, the majority of Canadians love the convoy.
Yeah, I just don't.
Well, it's funny. Like maybe I don't know. It's funny because like Dana just lost her lawyer because her lawyer got suspended. Dana Metcalf. So, like,
That's true. That's true. Did
maybe
we cover
something's
that?
in the water.
Well, at least he didn't lose his lawyer. His lawyer just
No,
needed
he
more
didn't.
time to review the stuff. So he's still good with the lawyer. I have no opinions on his lawyer. I don't know if they're good or bad.
Yeah, I don't know who she is either.
Yeah. So I don't have the usual framework to end the show with because I don't have the. Again, we rushed over this particular platform, so we weren't quite as prepared. That said, thanks for joining us tonight. Again, join if you guys want to follow us along. Obviously, join us on our social medias if you guys aren't already. If you want to be more involved, you can also join us both in the Ottawa Defense Collective, which you can find us within our link trees, as well as the Ottawa Activism Discord, which is on my link tree. As well as I've opened up in the Ottawa Activism Discord a channel now for suggestions. So if you have story suggestions, or you want to make sure that stories that we discussed tonight, or the stories you come across during the week that you'd like to see as a suggestion to be suggested, grab the link, bring it over to the Discord, drop it in there. If you're not too sure or you're not comfortable going to Discord, by all means, DM me on any of the social media platforms that I have available for you, and I'll see if I can bring it into the list to see as something that we can take a look. You'll save me a lot of time to do some research, and we'll also make sure to get that story that's going to be useful for you guys. Additionally, don't forget to join us on Friday nights at 9 o'clock for your spaces, which is, again, driven by you guys. And don't forget to take a look at the top of my link tree. We've got a couple of groups that need some assistance, including Danny Taro. Still needs some assistance on these legal funds.
Yep.
That's it for us. Thanks
Have a good
for
night.
joining us. And we still do have
One more.
last thing.
The closer.
Here we go.
What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page.
Why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given, not just the sort of ideological inclination in terms of taking the page out of Donald Trump's book, but
what are you
also
talking about? What page? What page? Can you give me a page? Give me the page.
Fake news.
Fake news.
The left-wing censorship regime.
Their woke censorship ideology
have turned our once great cities into cesspools of bloodshed and crime.
Has unleashed a crime wave like we have never seen.
We have to stop with political correctness.
Woke political correctness.
Defeating the radical left.
Radical leftist authoritarian agenda.
We want those great Canadian truckers to know that we are with them all the way.
I'm proud of the truckers, and I stand with them.
Your organization.
You are attacking our news organization.
Your organization.
Can you give us a chance to ask
We have basically a liberal heckler who snuck in here today. What page? Can you give